Alright, we are doing an Unholy Death Knight guide today in under 5 minutes. If you enjoyed the video, you can hit like and subscribe for more content, but I guess that's up to you. Alright, how about we just get right into it. The Unholy Death Knight has 6 runes. Every single time they cast an ability which costs a rune, one of the runes will go on recharge. The recharge is affected by your haste, and you can only have 3 runes on recharge at once. Spending a rune, though, will generate 10 runic power. Runic power can be spent on other abilities. You can have a maximum of 100 runic power. The Unholy Death Knight also gets access to an ability known as Summon Ghoul. It summons Ghoul to fight for you, which has various abilities. It is vital to the Unholy Death Knight, because you also have an ability known as Dark Transformation. Dark Transformation transforms your Ghoul into a large monstrosity who deals massive damage, and most of his abilities become AoE abilities. This is very important for the Unholy Death Knight's rotation and everything else. Alright, so let's look at the abilities that you use your runes for. The first ability is Festering Strike. It deals physical damage and applies 2 to 4 festering wounds on the target, and it costs 2 runes. A festering wound is a dot or charge that is applied to the target and can be burst with Scourge Strike or whenever the target dies. These bursts deal damage to that target as well. You can have a maximum of 8 wounds on the target at once. Second ability is Scourge Strike. It deals physical and shadow damage and will burst 1 festering wound on the target. The third ability is Outbreak. It deals a very small amount of shadow damage and will infect the target with Outbreak and Virulent Plague. The effect known as Outbreak will apply Outbreak again to all the enemies within its range. Virulent Plague deals a large amount of shadow damage over 21 seconds. Every single time it deals damage, it has a 30% chance to deal additional damage divided amongst everyone within the area. Also, when the target dies, it will deal damage. And the last ability is known as Death and Decay. It deals a large amount of shadow damage over 10 seconds. Also, every enemy that is in the area will be affected by your Scourge Strike whenever you cast it, so it's very important for AoE. With all this runic power that you've just generated by spending all of your runes, you might be wondering, what abilities can I use this runic power on? Well, let me tell you. The first ability is known as Death Coil. It is specific for Unholy Death Knights, and it is a 30-yard range ability that deals shadow damage and restores 10 energy to your Ghoul. The second ability is known as Death Strike. It deals physical damage and heals you for 20% of the damage you took within the last 5 seconds, with a minimum of 10% gain. And lastly, there are 2 more abilities which don't have any resource costs, but they are vital to the feeling of the Unholy Death Knight. The first one is Death Grip, which has a 30-yard range and will pull the target to you. And the last one is Summon Gargoyle, which summons a gargoyle to attack your target for 40 seconds. The Unholy Death Knight also receives the weapon Apocalypse. It has an ability known as Apocalypse, which bursts up to 8 festering wounds and summons 1 ghoul from the army of the dead to attack your target for 15 seconds. Alrighty everyone, so then to wrap up the video, I am just going to give you a brief overview of the talents that I'm using, and I'm just going to quickly show you what it kind of looks like to play an Unholy Death Knight, and then we'll wrap up the video and we'll be good. Alright, so for the first talent, I choose Ebon Fever. This is just, personally, I like the fact that my dot is doing more damage quicker, and it does mean that I have to apply it more often, but personally the damage you get out of it I think far exceeds the other ones. All will serve, I've tried it and I don't know if I saw any more improvements. I've been testing all these talents out, so and Bursting Swords I thought for a while worked, but honestly, these two, or Bursting Swords in general, isn't constant, you know what I mean? Whereas Ebon Fever and All Will Serve are always happening, right? All Will Serve is just, I think, maybe more situational, maybe more single target based. So then, level 57, I've always picked Epidemic. Epidemic is just so much fun. In the Dalaran Underbelly, it is really fun to just dot a mob up, have the guards walk away, and then just cast Epidemic when everyone in that area just has your Virulent Plague going on. It's just so much damage. For 58, I use Clawing Shadows just because I like the fact that my Scourge Strike plays off with my Mastery, which is the shadow damage is increased by your Mastery. So I just like the fact that, one, it's ranged, and my Mastery will increase the damage of that. Level 60, I use Sludge Belcher for PvE, Asphyxiate for PvP, Asphyxiate's the stun, and I just like having another Death Grip in PvE. 75, I just Corpse Shield, it provides the best bonuses. Level 90, I use Infected Claws, mainly because of Clawing Shadows, so that if my pet's up there and I'm not, I can still hopefully get some Festering Wounds on those targets and whatnot. And then level 100, I use Defile for PvE and Dark Arbiter for PvP. I just like the burst. Alright, so then this is going a little bit longer, so let's just quickly show what it looks like. So I would normally open up with Outbreak, do some Festering Strikes, do a nice Defile, and then just do some Clawing Shadows there. That's generally Dark Transformation when you can. It's good to, if you notice the damage that you do with Apocalypse is just absolutely insane. So, alright, well that has been the guide, everyone. It is an Unholy Death Knight in 5 or less-ish minutes. And I'll be doing Frost soon. I've been looking into Frost, and I've been really enjoying Frost. It's really cool. Works with this transmog gear that I have going on, and yeah. If you guys enjoyed, then stick around for another video. I'll be having Frost coming up soon. My pet's still attacking. Should probably get him back here. So, alright. You guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.